need for the political institutions. So in this video, we are going to look at the political institutions in our country. So what is the need for a political institution? The arrangement is made in democracies to take decisions, implemented the decisions to see what is wrong and what is right in case of any disputes regarding the decisions that are sailed by the political institution. There is an arrangement which is made for looking after how to address a concern or something which is wrong in the law or an order given by the government. So without the functions, tasks assigned to the political institutions, democracy cannot work. So the institutions involve rules and regulations which are binding the hands of the leader. So by having meetings, making committees, and then institutions consulting a wider set of people for any discussion or decision, the institution makes it difficult to have a good decision taken very quickly. So institutions are need and compulsory for any decision to be taken. If you are taking any decision, it has to follow the given set of process. It has to be first discussed in the cabinet, then it has to be brought to the notice of the parliament in Lok Sabha, then a thorough discussion happens, then suggestions followed by the reviewing of the law, then in the Rajya Sabha, same process again, and then you go to the president for approval, because it binds the hands of the leaders in taking good decisions. If you are in a hurry or if you are in a rush, you may take a bad decision. In order to avoid that, there are step-by-step processes which helps you to make good decisions. Then comes into the picture the parliament. Parliament is a set of people elected regularly by the people of the country, directly or indirectly. Directly to Lok Sabha, indirectly to Rajya Sabha. So all the people by the government before implementation are put into parliament for discussion. All the policies, all the programs, all the ideas are first brought to the notice of the parliament for discussion. Once the discussion is done and decision is taken, then it will be sent for the final approval. There it is a need. And in parliament again, we have two houses of parliament. Parliament plays central role or a key role in modern democracy. Large countries have divided the role and powers of the parliament into two parts. They are called chambers or houses. Two houses. One is having directly elected by the people and exercise the real power on behalf of the public. The second house, that is Rajya Sabha, they have the indirect elections and they look after the importance and the interest of the federal units and various states. So parliament consists of two chambers, two houses, that is lower house, Lok Sabha, upper house, Rajya Sabha. So it is a combination of two houses. Why do we need a parliament? Is there any need for parliament? We need parliament for the following reasons. One, parliament is the final authority which is making new laws or changing the existing laws in the country. When it comes to the entire nation, the laws need to be modified as per the timely requirement. So parliament is the highest authority or final authority of making new laws or modifying the existing laws. Similarly, in India, the control of parliament or the government is direct and full. Parliament can ask any decision, any point, any implementation, any question you can ask in the parliament to the government. And we all need to remember one thing: Prime Minister can be in his office until he enjoys the support of Lok Sabha. if there is no confidence against the Prime Minister in Lok Sabha, immediately Prime Minister has to step down. So he exercises direct control, that is Indian Parliament over the government. Parliament controls all the money, the government money. In most countries, public money can be spent only after the sanctioning of the Parliament. So Parliament has complete authority on spending the money. It is also the highest forum of discussion and debate on public issues. Like this, on any policy, on any matter, on any actions of the government, or on the money matters, or any topic to be discussed, the highest forum is the Parliament. Parliament can seek information about any matter from the government if it feels it is needed. So coming to Parliament, we have two houses in the Parliament as we discussed. One is Lok Sabha. So let us discuss about Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Lok Sabha is also called as the House of People or lower chamber. It is usually having members who are directly elected by the people and exercise the real power on behalf of the people. Coming to the second house, that is Rajya Sabha. Rajya Sabha is also known as Council of State, and it has also another name, that is Upper Chamber. It has indirectly elected representatives and performs special functions such as interests of various states, regions, or federal units. So the President of India will not be mentioned anywhere in the Lok Sabha or in the Rajya Sabha, but he is an integral part of the Parliament, because only after the approval of the President the law comes into force. The Lok Sabha, lower house, lower chamber, House of People, the leaders are elected directly by the people. The real power on behalf of the people is exercised by Lok Sabha. Coming to Rajya Sabha. Rajya Sabha is also called as House of States, Council of States, or Upper Chamber. Here the members are indirectly elected and perform special functions such as various states' interests, regions' interests, and federal units' concerns. President is an integral part of the Parliament, and he is the main member, because only after the approval of the President the law comes into force. So, what are the special powers that Lok Sabha enjoys over Rajya Sabha? Our constitution has given some special powers to Rajya Sabha, but on the matters of some things like Lok Sabha exercises supreme power. Especially the bills in ordinary law need to be passed by both the houses, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. But if there is a difference between the two houses, the final decision has to be taken by calling a joint session, wherein the view of Lok Sabha is likely to prevail over the larger number because of its larger number. So Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha are not equally powerful. Let us be clear. Lok Sabha term is 5 years, Rajya Sabha members term is 6 years. Lok Sabha has certain special powers in certain matters. Similarly, Rajya Sabha has certain special powers in certain special matters. When it comes to the ordinary bills, any ordinary bill has to be passed by both the houses, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. In case there is a differences of opinion among the members of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, both the houses have to be called and have a joint session. And in that joint session, they have to discuss, and most likely in our country, as Lok Sabha has 545 members and Rajya Sabha has 250 members, the view of the Lok Sabha would prevail due to its large number. But the discussion should happen in a joint session only.